Good morning, ma'am. My name is K. Cherny. My roll number is 244G580202, and my topic is root locus method 2 problem. And the given question is sketch the root locus of the system for the open loop transfer function. And g of s is equals to k divided by s into s square plus 4s plus 13 plus k. And find the value of k. And given transfer function is g of s is equals to k divided by s into s square plus 4s plus 13 and plus k. And step 1 is to locate the poles and the zeros. And the number of zeros is equals to 0 and number of poles is equals to 3. And the poles are 0, minus 2 plus 3z and minus 2 minus 3z. And step 2 is to determine the RLD. And to determine RLD, first we have to take the x-axis and y-axis and take minus values and plus values of imaginary and real values. And the zeros, to find the zeros and the poles, and first we locate the zeros and the poles, and number of zeros is equals to 0 and number of poles is equals to 0, minus 2 minus 3j and minus 2 minus 3j, and here already is exist. And step 3 is to find the asymptote and centroid, and the formula is equals to plus or minus 180 into 2q plus 1 and divided by n minus 1, and q is equals to 0 1 2, and by substituting the values of q we can get the values plus or minus 60 plus or minus 180 plus or minus 300, and centroid formula is equals to sum of the zeros and sum of the poles and divided by number of poles minus number of zeros, and number of poles is equals to minus 2 plus 3j minus 2 minus 3j divided by number of poles is equals to 3 and minus 0, that equals to minus 4 divided by 3, and the value is equals to minus 1.36. And step 4 is to find the breakaway and break-in point. In this problem there is no need to find out the breakaway and break-in points. And step 5 is to find out the angle of departure. Here angle of departure formula is equals to theta 1 is equals to 180 minus tan inverse of 3 by 2, and the value is 123.69, and theta is equals to 90 degrees, and we have to locate the 123.69 degrees and 90 degrees here. And angle of departure formula is equals to 180 minus sum of angle of vector to the complex poles from other poles plus sum of angle of vector of the complex poles from zeros, and 180 minus and sum of angle of vector is equals to 123.69 plus 90, and sum of vector of the complex poles from zeros is equals to 0, and value is minus 33.69 degrees. And step 6 is to find the cosine point. C of s is equals to, that means character given transfer function k divided by s into s square plus 4s plus 13 and plus k. Here characteristic equation is equals to s into s square, here s cube, and s into 4s is equals to 4s square, and s into 13 is equals to 13s plus k. And here we have to substitute s is equals to j omega, and here by substituting the s is equals to j omega we can get x cube omega cube plus j square omega square plus 13 j omega plus k is equals to 0. Here the value of j square is equals to minus 1. By substituting the j square value we get minus j omega cube minus 4 omega square plus 13 j omega plus k is equals to 0. Here we divide the real and imaginary values. Here imaginary values is equals to minus omega cube. Here plus 13 omega is equals to 0. Here omega square is equals to 13. And we draw the graph of the root locus, and we take x-axis and y-axis, and by taking positive and negative values, and here j, 2j, 3j and 4j, here negative values minus j, minus 2j, minus 3j, minus 4j, and here positive values, here negative values. First we have to find out the poles and the 0. Here zeros are 0 and number of poles is equals to 0, minus 2j plus 3j and minus 2 into minus 3j. Here centroid is equals to minus 1.36. By keeping the center of centroid, we can draw the angle. And thank you.